I'm Spencer and I'm your virtual knitting bestie, and today I've got a video for you where I will go through my abandoned whips and decide whether to frog or finish them. So frog or finish, or frog it or finish it, is a video format in which people go through their whips, their works in progress that have been on needles for a while, sometimes weeks, sometimes years. I'm definitely more of a years person, and decide whether to finally get it together and frog them so you can reuse the yarn for something else that you're actually gonna want to finish, or whether to finish them. Because sometimes the reason why you didn't finish it is pure laziness, or you forgot about it because you had something new and exciting. But if there's, no good reason not to finish it, this can also be a bit of motivation to finally get it done and have that finished object if you're going to be excited about the finished object. I'm also definitely a proponent of frogging. Even if you spend a lot of time on the project, people can feel like it's a waste, that all the work would be wasted if you were to frog something even though it's almost done. I don't think any knitting is a waste of time. You're always learning, you're always having fun, which means even if you're, so close to finishing that one thing, but you're just not excited about it, if you can use the yarn in a different project that you're more excited about, you can go ahead and frog it. I definitely have some abandoned whips that need some love, and I just finished a huge project. I just finished my second sweater ever, which I'm going to share soon in a podcast. But that means that I've got some space for new whips or for finishing some old whips, which would be a smarter use of my time. I haven't prepared anything. I haven't looked through them, so my reaction will be genuine, seeing these projects for the first time in a while. I definitely have some in the back of my mind. I know that there's a pair of socks that's literally only missing one heel. So on the second of the pair of socks, there's a heel missing, and that's literally it. And it's been this way for like a year, I think. I know there's a huge cardigan project that I love that's been on the needles. Oh, not on, it's crochet, so on the hook for 2 years, probably. 2.5, 1.5, something like that. So I know that there's a couple. There's definitely some that I'm not thinking of. And they're all right behind me. And that one, if you can see it over there, that pink cubicle stool footrest thing, has a bunch of storage inside. So that's where all my yarn goes, inside the cubicle, and also inside the cubicle, something else, I'm sorry. Inside that cube, and also inside my green table that also has storage. So that's both of these spaces is where all of my yarn and projects are. Before we get started, let's have a moment for the outfit because I'm part of it. Wait, let me get up. I'm gonna be out of focus for a little probably, but this is actually also self-made. This is a jumpsuit actually, so it's you can see here that it goes all the way up. It's a full overall situation. My head's probably cut off, but that's okay. Obviously wearing my trusty Crocs and these socks that my mom knit me for Christmas 2 years ago. Just a big jumper over it. And then I have these gorgeous little earrings that a friend bought me, and this little pin that another friend got me. So my outfit makes me very happy today. Alrighty. Okay, why am I nervous? There's no reason for me to be nervous. I haven't looked at a lot of these. I think there's just some guilt that I feel about abandoning some of these and not picking them up as well, but that's why we're making this video. I hope that through this I will just have the motivation to frog some projects, have the yarn in my stash again, or finish them and have the finished object. So let's go. So I just went through my stash, and surprisingly there's not that many whips. For some reason I thought that I had so many abandoned projects, but apparently I've been really good at actually frogging them and using them for something else so that they're not abandoned anymore. I do have a couple though, don't worry. This video is definitely still needed for me to go through these, but I've gathered them here for you. So I say, why don't we get started with the most annoying one that has been in the back of my mind for a long time, and it is my first ever pair of socks. So these are my totally rad socks, and if you look at it from this perspective, they're so close to finished, except this one's still missing the heel. I genuinely don't remember the yarn I used for this. These are probably a year old now that I started them. It's this sock yarn in blue and pink. I know I ran out of the pink, which is fine because I'm done with the pink anyways. But yeah, because I thought the pattern was so cute. I'm gonna put who it's by and everything right here. I really loved, I think what really drew me to this pattern is this, what's it called, cuff? It's this cuff where it's whip stitched down and it's folded over, and I thought that just looked really clean and cute. And then just these classic little stripes right here. A bit of ribbing so that they'll actually fit really snug, and then the classic heel. This is an afterthought heel, which I actually really enjoyed. And if you haven't heard of it, it's basically, if you can see right here, it's the exact same thing as the toe. So you decrease for the toes, and then you use Kitchener stitch to close them up. And for the afterthought heel, this is actually fun because you can really see what I did is that you finish the sock without a heel, sorry. Then you have to do the cuff still, of course, and you basically knit in just a row of scrap yarn where the heel's gonna be. And now the way for me to continue this and turn it into a working sock would be to pick up these two rows right above and right below the scrap yarn. And that's the annoying part. This is why I stopped doing these, is because picking up these stitches is really tight, especially at this size, and it's a little annoying. But then once you've picked them up, you've got a round like this, and then you just decrease and close it up just like you did for the toe box. I really like this type of heel, but you know, these are my first ever socks, so I've never done any other type of heel. I have to say though, also another reason why I never finished this is that I really don't like double pointed needles. For working in the round, I am what is it called? Magic loop. I'm a magic loop girly through and through. I just don't love working with this many needles. My camera battery is about to run out, which is really annoying because I literally just charged it. But yeah, this camera is really old. Oh boy, I got it 7 years ago, I think. So these batteries are also 7 years old, so maybe it's time for new ones. Anyways, I know these are annoying to me and frustrating, but it's literally just the heel and the cuff, and I can literally finish this in one night watching Netflix. So I think I will actually finish these and not frog these because I'm so close. I'm so close, and I know I will get a bunch of wear out of them. All right, next one. Which one do we go with next? I'll pick this one. This one's pretty easy. It's like half in this. It's a whip that I am already actively frogging, so there's no decision to be made, but there is a decision to be made of whether I reattempt this pattern. So as you can see, I already have a fully finished back panel right here. This is the Melia vest, and I'll put the creator on the screen. Oh yeah, no, I'm already actively frogging this, so this is not even finished. So this is missing the shoulder part. But this is the Melia vest, which if you look at the pattern, it's made for a much larger yarn than I'm using. Maybe I should show the other one first. No, I'll just tell you. So basically what happened is that I started a huge rainbow cardigan project, which I will show next. And I thought that this is the purple that I was going to go for in the rainbow. But I ended up not liking it. I ended up just thinking that it's way too light and I need a darker purple to go with the rainbow colors. So I suddenly had a bunch of lilac lavender yarn left over. And decided to make a vest out of it. This is also 2 years, oh wow, this is 2 years ago now. And I really like the pattern, I love the way it looks. I love the garter stitch edges, and especially here at the side. I love that it's higher at the front than it is at the back. I love that, this is why I chose to use cotton yarn. This is 100% cotton, this is Drops Paris. Which I use a lot. Now the reason that this didn't work out was because I did not manage to, I didn't do proper math while adjusting the pattern. I decided to basically just do like a couple sizes larger than I would wear, and I thought that would, because this was like 2 years ago, I barely knew how to knit then. And I decided to just choose a larger size and then knit it from pattern, but the larger size. But obviously that didn't work because the larger sizes don't have larger necks and armholes. I don't know if this makes any sense. But I found that the neck was still way too tight with the larger size. So I decided to actually just add a bunch of stitches in the middle to make it fit the neck, but I never actually did the full, like I never sat down and just took the pattern and did the math and figured it out. I just did the math one at a time at each step, which did not work out. But I've since used this yarn in a bunch of other projects. Oh, you can actually see in my last video, my winter knitting plants video, something that I used this yarn for, which was a Sophie scarf that I made for someone. And so this is still a whip because it's still in its shape, but I'm definitely frogging this as soon as I have another project that I need this for. Alright, I promised you the huge cardigan, so now we're coming to the huge cardigan. Is that what you say in English? Coming to? We're getting to the huge cardigan. Language is weird, man. You can see that I haven't worked on this in a long time because it's still closed from when I moved. I moved quite recently. I moved in, half a year ago now. I moved late August, and I, closed it up all nice and tight for the move. So let me open it. Oh, yes. Okay. Girls. I just finished the entire next segment of the video without realizing that my camera stopped filming. So that's sad because I had a bunch of genuinely surprised reactions. But that's okay. Let's do it again. We were at the cardigan. So what really surprised me is that I'm actually super freaking far with this cardigan. I don't remember what I said, but I actually have 3 full panels of this cardigan done, which is insane, honestly. I did not think I was this far ahead, but this is a panel, and here you can see what I meant about the color of the purple. Let me show you right here. This is originally the purple I was going for, and if I look over there, it's because I have a mirror there, so I can see it, and it just doesn't quite work. It's like this is pastel, and these are pretty bright. So I just chose the dark purple. But I'll put the color names of all of these in the description and on the screen probably, because I think that this is a pretty good rainbow. I know it's really hard to find a full rainbow selection of any one type of yarn, but the Drops Paris cotton, these are the ones. This will give you a rainbow. It's not a muted rainbow, it's a bright one, but it is a rainbow. So this is not my own design. As I said, it is me trying to hack a Shop Fluffy rainbow cardie. I think that's what it's called. I'll put some pictures here, and the thing about Shop Fluffy is that they don't sell patterns. They're not a pattern shop. They're a garment shop, so they sell their finished garments, which is great. I don't have that kind of money. So I just took the pictures and looked at them real close and tried to see the construction, and now I'm trying to make my own version of it. Since it's not my design, I'm not going to be sharing any stitch counts or like exact how I'm reproducing it, just because it's not my like original content. It's not my, what is it called? I don't know. I'll put the word on the screen here. Geistiges Eigentum in German. I cannot think of the English phrase. I'll put it here. So I actually got a bunch of panels ready to go. And the thing about this whip is that every time I actually take it out, which is maybe twice a year, I'm so excited about it because it's so bright and rainbow, and I love it. And basically every year I'm like, well, I'm gonna finish it for this Pride, because I think I started this in 2021 spring to finish it for Pride that year. And I did not finish it for Pride that year, but since then every year, either 2020 or 2021, I don't remember, but every year I've been like, oh, but I'll finish it for Pride this year, and I never do. But maybe this year. Maybe. Alright, this is actually, I know that this seems like big, but until you get to the part where you sew the strips together, it's actually a perfect project for on the go, because you only have like one of these strips at a time. So I would always just have like a couple of these in my bag, and then just, make these huge long strips. My camera turned off again. This time the card was full. And I don't remember what I said. Oh my god. Okay. I was talking about, I just checked the last footage, and the last footage is of me talking about the next plans for this. So I've got the panels for the body, or 3 out of 4. And so once I finish them, because it's a drop shoulder situation, I can then see how long I want the arms to be, and I think I definitely want them to be able to cuff up. Also, because this is crochet and it's gonna grow a lot, like it's gonna be pretty heavy. It's cotton, it's light on itself, but this is a huge project, so it's gonna be pretty heavy. It's gonna grow a lot, and so it's just good to have the arms be able to, the sleeves, Jesus Christ, the sleeves be able to cuff up. So when they grow, I can just cuff them up a little more. What else was I talking about? I think I was talking about crochet versus knit for me, because I know that this is primarily a knitting channel, but I do both. I love both, and the reason why this project is crochet and not knit is because it's so old. Like, I started this in either 2020 or 2021, and I started seriously knitting in the winter of 2021, I believe. Yeah, so only a bit over a year ago now. And I actually learned to knit first. So I learned to knit as a child from my mom, who's a knitter, but I never really kept at it. And then I started again at, I think, 16. I started making wrist warmers, a bunch of wrist warmers, as Christmas presents for all of my friends. And then I kind of kept doing it every winter, because every winter I would just, winter just feels like knitting to me. And then I started crocheting in spring of 2020, and I haven't stopped crocheting or knitting since then. And it was really crochet heavy at first for a long while actually, until this summer, I think, is when I really started to get into knitting. Last winter I made my first knit sweater, which is horrible. I might put a picture up, I might not. I will put a picture up, feel free to laugh at me. That's just what it is. That's just what a first sweater looks like, or at least it did for me. Which is why I'm so excited about my second sweater, which looks a lot better. Yeah, so I've been knitting since then. Anyways, I'm fine with this being crochet, even though I generally, for crochet, I prefer being able to be spontaneous. I felt a lot more confident, a lot quicker with crocheting in terms of being able to design my own stuff. And I think a huge part of that is just that for crochet, you only have one live stitch at a time, which basically enables you to go in any direction that you want to. You can go back, you can go front. Also, it's a lot easier to frog crochet, because nothing happens to, you're not gonna be afraid to lose any stitches if you frog. If I'm knitting, I'm pretty scared to frog. If I'm knitting and I just want to go back a couple rows, if it's just one problem, I'll let her down, that's fine. But if I want to go back, if I want to delete a couple rows, so to speak, I usually knit back, which takes a long time. For crochet, you just rip it out and just start wherever you want to start again, and it's no problem. So crochet was more beginner friendly for me. And also, with a project of this size, knitting this would take me forever. Like a cardigan. I love duster cardigans, I love long cardigans. I'm definitely gonna knit one at some point, but it's gonna take so long, especially because the reason I prefer knit now is because of the finished objects, because of the drape of the fabric, the feel of the fabric. It's so much softer and flowier. So I actually prefer knitting on like medium to small sizes. I don't really like chunky knitting. It hurts my wrists, and the fabric isn't as nice, to me personally. Oh my god, girls. I just had a heart attack because I was switching my battery, because this one has been saying it's almost empty for a long time, and it straight up wouldn't come out on my camera. Oh my god. Okay, it's all good. We got it out, physically, manually pushing it out, which is not supposed to happen. There's like a spring in there. It's supposed to just pop out once you press the release button. Let's all pray that this camera survives for a little bit longer, because I don't have the funds for a whole new camera right now. Anyway, I have 2 more whips, so let's get to them. Should I start with, I don't know. Okay, let's just do this one. So if you saw my last video, I was talking about my plans for a balaclava, or more appropriately, a balaclava, because I was gonna bear it out. As you can see, the whip portion of this is literally just a gauge swatch. And I don't know, because it's just, the weather is so changeable. Like, this is actually one that I'm genuinely undecided on. I just don't know. This yarn, it's cheap acrylic yarn because money and usability, because I really just wanted to quickly make this so I could use it, because my work requires me to, I work late hours, I work in theater, which means that I go home at around 10:30 most nights. Yeah, if I have a show, it might be later. But yeah, around 10:30 most nights. And in winter, 10:30 is really, really cold. I use my bike, so I've got the... Oh wow, what does vaartwind mean? I have no idea what vaartwind means in English, but I'll put a translation here. that just makes it really cold. And I have a balaclava, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't cover my nose, and I'm really looking for something that just covers everything apart from my eyes. And I've literally barely. I think it's just my hope for spring holding on, because it's been pretty warm most of January. It's been about 8 degrees around there most of January. So I was like, oh well, I missed my window, I'll just make the balaclava next year when I need it. But now it's cold again. But I don't know for how long, because it's definitely gonna take me about a week maybe to make this. I don't have a pattern, so it might be longer. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna take me a long time to make it. And then the question is it still cold by the time I finish it? Like, am I gonna get use out of it? It's gonna be snowing tomorrow, and then it's gonna be raining, and it's gonna be below freezing. But then, by the weekend, so by the time, if I started today, by the time I might finish this, it's gonna be warm again. But then again, it's literally only January, so there could be another like winter coming. You know how some years it's still, or again, it's snowing in April, so I think I should make it. But then am I excited about it? I kind of am, actually, because I think it would be a really nice challenge to design this, because I've never made a balaclava and I want to make it my own design. I want to make it a bear. I think it's gonna be really cute. But the yarn isn't super nice to knit because it's like acrylic and ugh, girls, I don't know. I think I should make this. I probably will get use out of it, and even if I don't get use out of it this year, I will get a use out of it next winter. And also in terms of frogging, what else would I make this yarn into? No, I think I'm gonna finish it, because if I were to frog it, the goal of frogging would be to use the yarn for something I'm more excited about. But this yarn, like these specific colors, aren't something I would ever use for anything other than a balaclava, I think. Yes, I think I'm gonna finish it. This video is already worth it, because now I have some more motivation to actually make this. Also because I really want to get into designing patterns. You know, this is my whole goal of this channel, and my Instagram and everything, is to jump into the community. So basically my whole reason for starting a social media knitting presence is so that I can test it. Because I really want to test it, because I really want to become a pattern designer, and I don't think I have the skills for that yet. But I'm trying to actively gain them, which is not only, you know, knitting a bunch, knitting other patterns by other designers, trying to make my own designs, but also I really want to, you know, test knit at all, because that's a lot more behind the scenes knowledge of how other designers work. If I want to be a designer, at some point I will host my own test knits, so obviously I want to be a test knitter first to see what I enjoy about the process, what I don't enjoy about the process, how I can be the best test knit host that I can be. Anyway, that's an aside. And there we go. Let's look at the last whip. Okay, so this is tiny. So you can see, I just grabbed I have a bunch of these. I just grabbed these colors. Zamba. This is super random. I got this yarn at Melia in Croatia on holiday. I went on holiday to Croatia in July. And this is just, you know, just 100% cotton, 50 grams, giving you 87 meters, which makes this like a 4.5 millimeter situation. Oh, I don't even remember which I used. And I originally made something else that I already frogged with these colors, and then I started making these. And these, as you can see, are little crochet eye patches. And you can like just use them as patches. I think these would be really fun, for example, in like a crochet top, like bikini top, if you just, wait, let me get 2. I have 5 of these. If you just put one here and one here, I think that would be really cute. Like on a crochet top, I can just use them as patches on my jean jacket and just add it somewhere. I think that would be really cute. But the reason why this is a whip and not finished, even though these are finished, is that I originally wanted to make like a lacy vest out of them. So my plan was to make a bunch of these, and then I don't even know if I can properly, communicate what I want to do. But if I maybe like this and have it just a bunch of them all around, and like I connect them either crochet or sewing in a way where it's like they're connected together, they're sewn together, but not like this, like that, with a bit of space in between, and then I could, it's a garment and I can wear it over like a white button up or something else, and then it would be like a super funky like vest crop situation, like just like a tiny little crop hanging thing. I don't know if I'm at all communicating what I want to do with these. I think it would be really funky, but also I have no idea how I would go about like would it be better to maybe make a mesh top first so that I have a fully functioning top and then sew them on? That would probably be better. Yeah, I should definitely go looking for like a mesh vest top. If I say vest, it's not because I want it to be open in the front. It's just like a slip over vest type thing. But it's probably better if I just got like a mesh top and then sewed these on. That's probably easier. That's also a lot more likely because the challenge of somehow sewing these together in a way that doesn't look stupid was deterring me from continuing this project. But actually I'm pretty excited about this for another reason as well, and that's because I like, this is my own design and I could totally make a pattern for this if anyone's interested in making these. They're pretty quick to make. I designed them myself, which makes them original content or original pattern. And they, as I said, they can have so many uses because this is just a patch. You could put this on a pouch. You could put this on something like not knit or whatever. You could, oh my god, I definitely want to like go thrift some booty shorts and just put them on my butt. I think that would be really cute. Or, put them on a mesh thing, make a top out of it. I think this would be like a good first pattern to release because there's no sizes. Yeah, that's what I'm really, trying to get the skills for, is sizing garments, because I really want to make garments. Garments is what I love to make. I want to design garments, but I don't have the sizing skills to make something, work in a bunch of different sizes. I know there's a bunch of resources for learning this, and for example, sistermountain.com, amazing. If you have any other resources that you can think of for like a beginner designer who wants to learn about like grading wearables, let me know, please. Thank you. Because that's what I really want to get into. But I feel like something like the eye patches, it doesn't have any sizing, it's just the one size. And so I think it would be like a pretty easy first pattern to make, or at least something where, I feel like other people making it would probably have, the same finished product as I do. Which is the goal, right? Of the pattern, is for someone to be able to reproduce exactly what they saw on your photo. So I might do that. I don't know if there's any interest for it. I haven't even looked up like if anyone else already, because if anyone else already has like a crochet eye patch pattern out that looks similar, then it wouldn't really make sense probably to release it. And in terms of my decision to frog or finish, I'm definitely, I'm gonna frog the finished eye patches, but the decision to frog or finish is more based on, am I gonna make these patches into a vest, like I said. And I think I'm gonna put off the decision for a little longer. I'm gonna research mesh tops, if I see any like mesh cropped top, because I don't want one with like a very tight mesh. I want it to be very see-through, where basically like the eyes are, because like originally I was just gonna connect the eyes, there wasn't gonna be anything underneath. I wanted to be really see-through, so I'm gonna see if there's any mesh tops that like match my preferences, any patterns for that, and if I find it, then I think I'm gonna make it, because I think it would be really cute. I think it would also be really cool for like festival wear, or just some weird little crop thing that I can wear over a button up and be a bit of an eye catcher. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but I'm a little sorry. That's them. That's my whips. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. I definitely, learned a lot about my current whip and yarn stash, because I thought I had so many more whips. I thought I had so many like skeletons in the closet. I whenever I thought about whips, I had this little, guilty feeling of, oh my god, there's so many things that I'm not finishing. But apparently I've been really good at genuinely just frogging it right away if I didn't like it, and reusing it for some other stuff. So I'm really excited about the cardigan. I'm really excited about actually getting to wear my socks once I finish the heel, and I think I'm going to finish the heel today, because if I don't, I never will. But yeah, I think this is gonna be today's project. Today's a Sunday. It's my day off, which is why I'm able to film, and today's definitely an evening for currently watching The Cable Girls on Netflix, and I just finished season 1, and I have not been able to, obviously season ends with the cliffhanger. I've not been able to start the second season yet, but I think tonight I will. So tonight's program will be The Cable Girls on Netflix and finishing my socks. I think that's good. I think that works. I think it's gonna happen. This is just me pumping myself up, making it happen. Alright, girlies. Oh, thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time seeing me, I have one other video out, my winter knitting plans. And yeah, it's gonna be somewhere on the screen right here. You can definitely follow me on Instagram if you're interested in, I'm a lot more active on Instagram because it's a lot easier. I really like to post reels on Instagram. I try to post them as YouTube shorts, but sometimes they'll get copyrighted by the sound, even though I put like the YouTube shorts sound over it. Anyone else have that issue? I don't know. Random. Anyways, follow me on Instagram if you're active on Instagram. I post stories whenever I'm, sitting down knitting something, which is like recommendations of other knitting influencers or creators that I like to watch. And that's also where you can just see like my current active whips. Like right now I'm working on these fingerless mittens. There we go. I've been sharing these on my Instagram stories across the week. These have been really quick to make. These are by Well Loved Knits. So if you want to see me finish them, head over to my Instagram. And until then, have a very nice day. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next time.